good morning and namaskar to all my Indian viewers and also the international listeners who are watching me live on this program, which is about sharing some historic events which happened today on October 19th. And I learned all this from this book. As you can see, I'm actually reaching out to your social media live from my library, and I'm reading this book. This book tells me about some of these very important historic incidents that happened today, and therefore some of them I would like to share with you. So let us start our journey on identifying some of the historic events which happened on October 19th. Well, the first one is the fire extinguisher. We all know that fire extinguisher is mandatory today in every building, every apartment, even in our vehicles. It has been made mandatory. In case of fire, because fire can be a very big hazard, and the mankind has learned the hard way, because for last 2,000 years. The cities after cities after cities were gutted because of the fire, which probably started in one home and eventually spread into the entire city. We have numerous examples. So that is why humans were very worried about fire, and any invention in this area is very well regarded. So there is a need for a small device like this that you see is a highly pressurized carbon dioxide in ice form or a liquid form, kept and under high pressure, because CO2 is the best fire extinguisher that we know of, better than water. This invention was patented today by a Frenchman called C. Hopper, but the patent was filed in England on October 19, 1722, so long back. So you can imagine that fire extinguisher has been around for quite some time. All right, let's move to the next one. Well, this is about the America, where when there was a freedom struggle going on, and the colonies in America wanted to have a democratic alliance and not be ruled by a monarch from England. They rose against the England occupation, and there was a battle. The Americans were led by George Washington, and the British forces were led by General Charles Cornwallis. Eventually, after this battle, the English lost, and today on October 19, 1781, British forces surrendered to the American forces led by George Washington. All right, let's move to the next one. This is about opening a flour mill in the islands of Hawaii. Why it is a big deal? It is a very big deal because the flora and fauna on Hawaii is very specific to the island, island state of America today. But earlier it was an independent nation which was acquired in 1931. But American influence is very heavy on the Hawaiian island. And when Americans moved, they wanted to consume flour-based products like bread, etc. Whereas in Hawaii, since it is a very specific, very far off area from any other closest area, I mean, they have their own ecosystem, and therefore in Hawaii Island there is no wheat which is grown. So largely the native population consumes the sea, the food which is coming out of sea. So that is a different cuisine. They had their own thing. But when the Americans moved, they wanted to consume bread. And that is why for their consumption, the flour mill was opened. And the first flour mill was opened today on October 19th, 1853. So from that perspective, it is historic. But subsequently, Americans realized that they cannot bring the food items from the mainland America to the Hawaiian island, because it will destroy the flora and fauna. It will be catastrophic to the native nature. So there are subsequently there has been lot of restrictions, especially regarding the seeds and the food material that you can carry to the Hawaii Islands. It's a very broad subject, so we'll skip the details. But important thing is October 19th, the first flour mill was opened on the Hawaii Island. Before that, there was no consumption of wheat on that island. All right, let's move to the next one. Well, this is about India related to Mahatma Gandhi. As you know, Mahatma Gandhi established the Natal Indian Congress before starting the Satyagraha in India. He started Satyagraha in South Africa against the British Raj, which was also ruling in South Africa, and he rose against the atrocities of non-whites and Indians. And the concept of Satyagraha basically was evolved or kind of experimented in South Africa, and he formed this group called National Indian Congress, or rather Natal Indian Congress, NIC, in Durban. Even today, the Durban has the highest concentration of Indians in South Africa. Well, the NIC was formed, however, in 1913. In 1913, there was a meeting. In that meeting, the few secretaries did not like the functioning of Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi in those days, because in those days he was not called Mahatma. And these two secretaries, which is MC Angela and Dada Osman, they criticize Mahatma Gandhi and his functioning, and resigned from NIC. So this is historic. And I get a message from Mini Verma. Mini Verma, if you are listening, can you join back in the live stream, which is going to start at 11? And this question of yours can be answered after 11, between 11 to 11:45. This is a different stream. This is about history. So if you have any question on history, I will be very happy to answer that. Unless if you have very specific question, join back in the live stream at 11. All right, let's move ahead to the next one. And this is about the introduction of semi-automatic rifles. So what is semi-automatic rifle? Semi-automatic rifle is that you can control the automatic motion of firing. Because once the rifle was introduced with automatic, once you press the trigger, all the bullets that are remaining will be fired instantly. And the soldiers realize that is not very good thing, because that is the wastage of the ammunition. They want to control the automatic nature, and therefore in today's automatic rifle you have a 3-bullet mode. That means the burst, where the automatic motion of the rifle will be limited to only firing 3 bullets, and then after that it stops. It cuts off the automatic motion unless you recock it and fire it again. So either you fire 1 bullet, if you're acting as a sniper, you fire 1 bullet, or you fire 3 bullets, or you fire a full auto. So this kind of variable automatic motion was first introduced or invented by John C. Garand, and he got the patent of a semi-automatic rifle. I mean, this is historic when it comes to warfare, on October 19th in 1926. All right, let's move to the next one. This is about Austria. Well, we all know that Austria joined seamlessly with Germany during Second World War. Austrians speak the same language as German, and they joined together basically. And Hitler, as you know, was not a German national. He was actually Austrian. So it was logical for them to join up and go as one, Nazi Germany, and then fought against the rest of the Europe. Surprisingly, on October 19th in the year 1932, Austria's administration did not allow Nazi to hold any demonstration or any other public rally in Austria. So, the fate would have been so different if they had continued on this same path, but the Nazi party was not allowed to hold any procession, demonstration, any speeches in Austria and this order was given on October 19, 1932. All right, let's move to the next one. Well, the America entered the Second World War rather late, because before that it was neutral until unless the Japan invaded the Pearl Harbor in Hawaii Islands. So till that time, the war started in 1939, but the Pearl Harbor attack came in 1941. So for 2 years, America was neutral and did not participate in the Second World War. But after the Pearl Harbor attack, they officially joined the Second World War, and they declared war on Germany as well as Japan and Italy officially. The war got ended, a lot of things happened, United Nations were formed, but the US did not end the state of war on Germany. Finally, President Truman in 1951 ended the state of war with Germany. That means they stopped their escalations on Germany officially in 1951 on October 19, which is today. All right, let's move to the next one. Believe it or not, there were a very surprising fact. I was very surprised when I read through this fact. The Middle East, except the Iran, all other Middle Eastern countries which are oil rich, they are all allies of America, and they do whatever America tells them to do. But not so long ago, in 1973, Saudi Arabia, Libya, and other Middle Eastern countries, they joined together and they actually passed a resolution that they will not be supplying oil, exporting oil to US. In 1973, this very surprising decision was passed on October 19th. I'm not sure whether you are aware of this, this incident, that such an incident really happened when all these guys got together and rose against the United States. And today, we all know that they are the allies of US, but things turn around. Politics is a crazy thing. All right, let's move to the next one. We all know this car. If you are Back to the Future fans, then you know the DeLorean. This was a car which was actually a car that existed in real life called DeLorean. And John DeLorean, who was the, creator of this car, also the owner of DeLorean Motor Company. He actually used to work for other car manufacturer. He was a very well regarded engineer, very technical mind, and he wanted to create a car, build a car for his consumer which will last forever. Therefore, this is a car which he came out with. This car will last forever because this is made of stainless steel. Stainless steel does not rust and it's very sturdy. It's much more rugged than the steel and stuff like that. And he made a lot of other remarkable changes in the car. But unfortunately, since what happens with most of the technical people, they fail on their sales strategy. That's exactly what happened with John DeLorean. The car did not take off as he expected, even though it is an amazing car. For his engines, I think he was depending on a third party where there was some chronic problem. And he also got into, because he ran out of money and then he had to raise funds in order to stay afloat. And then he is competing with Chryslers and General Motors, Ford, all these kind of car manufacturing. So it was a huge competitive environment that he entered, and he did not have the financial backing. So he got into a lot of underhand funding deals, which was never proven, but he was convicted, and one of them was allegedly that he was caught with cocaine. When he was supplying his car to Europe, some of his cars were packed with cocaine. So on that ground, he was arrested on October 19th, 1982. And after his arrest, the company did not had a big future. It was going down anyway. But these charges were later dropped, and he was acquitted because these charges were not proven, or rather attached to him. So he became a free man, but his company went down, and a beautiful product which he came out with did not take off. Nevertheless, this car was made very popular because of the movie series Back to the Future, because in that car, Doc made his time machine based on this car. All right, so these are some of the historic events that happened today, and I brought these events to you directly from my library. So if you have any suggestions, any questions, please feel free to shoot on this video, or better would be to join me live every day at 10:30, where I bring these interesting incidents to you. So for today, I'd like to say goodbye. Please take care. I will catch you again tomorrow at 10:30. Bye-bye.